Hello baby boys! Here's 10 things that do not make sense at all in The Sims 2. Number 1. How cheating works. So obviously if you're in a serious relationship and it's a monogamic one, you can't see other people. But in The Sims 2, a sim will feel like they're being cheated on even if they have no relationship with the other sim, just because they like this other sim, and this makes no sense. This is actually giving abusive relationship, except in this case there's no relationship happening at all, so why you're mad? A good example of this that everybody knows is Darren Dreamer from Pleasantville. He loves Cassandra Goth, she does not love him back, and she's in love with another guy, she is engaged, so like what's up with that? Darren Dreamer will even slap Cassandra if he sees her with other men. Obviously there is a mod for that, thank god. Another aspect of how cheating does not make a lot of sense in this game is how, like, if a sim is looking through the window and their significant other is cheating, they will not actually witness the cheating even though they're looking at it. Like, the sim is actually there watching but not acknowledging the cheating, so that does not make sense at all to me. Number 2 would be star signs. So I'm not that into astrology. I was back then big time, but not anymore. Anyway, if you don't know this, your star sign is based on the day you were born, but not in The Sims 2. In The Sims 2, your star sign is based on your personality points. So how nice, how lazy, how neat, how shy, how outgoing a sim is will determine their star sign. But you can still pretend, I guess, that it has something to do with the day your sim was born, except for twins. Twins do not share the same star sign in The Sims 2 at all, because obviously that's not based on the day they were born, but this makes no sense at all. If they were born in the same day, they should share a star sign. I love The Sims so much, but right now I'm juggling college and a regular job. So could you help me become a full-time content creator by subscribing, liking the video and leaving a comment? My goal for 2025 is 5,000 subscribers, so please, I really need your help. Lilith and Angela Pleasant from Pleasantville actually share the same star sign, so I'm happy about that. But Nina, Chloe and Lola do not, so that sucks. Number 3. Olive Spectre. When the game starts, Olive Spectre is about to die and she was never caught. This is exactly what does not make sense to me about Olive Spectre. Obviously a serial killer can't get caught in The Sims 2 because a serial killer can not even like kill anyone. So it does make sense on that hand, but on the other hand, can you imagine someone killing over 30 Sims and just burying everybody on their graveyard and nobody notices nothing? To me, this is so crazy. Like, she was hiding a lot of Sims and then these Sims would disappear and nobody would track her down and nobody would notice how bigger and bigger her graveyard was getting. Like, what's up with that? And it's not like this is a big city. Strange Town has like 8 families living in it. So yeah, Olive Spectre never being caught makes no sense at all. Her whole family died, her 3 husbands died, everyone she hired died, but obviously nobody was able to track her down because this makes a lot of sense. Number 4. You don't actually need a degree for anything. Well, you do for the specific careers from university life, so okay, I'll give them that, but you can actually be a doctor and have no degree at all in The Sims 2, and you can go up to level 10 without any degree. This makes no sense, it's not realistic at all. I mean, can you imagine having someone uneducated cut you? That would be insane. Don Lothario has no college degree and he is a freaking doctor in this game. There is a mod for that though, so it's not that deep, and you can also give the premade teams like Don Lothario degrees if they need one, through the Bat Box and other mods. Still, this makes no sense at all. Number 5. The creativity skill, but also a lot of other skills, I believe. So if you're a really good pianist in this game, this also means you are an amazing painter, guitar player, singer, so instead of being good at 1 or 2 things, your sim will be a way more complete artist than anybody that's mainstream currently. And if you're asking me, this does not make sense at all, but I do like it, I'm not gonna lie. In The Sims 3 and 4, the creativity skill was divided in different activities, so your sim is not automatically good at everything related related to creativity just because they know how to paint or play a guitar. This is so much more realistic. Come on now. Number 6. The clones. Everywhere you look, there are clones in The Sims 2, and they are not only unrealistic but also kinda scary when you think about it. Can you imagine looking through the window and everybody looks the same in your hood? So yeah, I'm talking about the townies and some pre-made Sims. I have a whole video on the topic, but as you know, everybody kinda looks the same in The Sims 2, not because you can't create unique Sims with the game, but because the devs were a little lazy about it. And the game keeps generating townies over and over, and they all will eventually share the same face, because the game does not randomize face traits. Instead, the game randomizes the entire face. So yeah, this makes no sense at all. People in real life do not look this alike. Number 7. Falling in love. Now, to be fair, I do get it, but falling in love in this game can happen so quickly. And at times, this can even make some sense, I think. But if you're really playing the game, then you know this can happen at any given moment. Meaning, maybe my Sim's husband just died, but she's already falling in love with another guy. The fact is, Sims can meet and get married on the same day. Now, why do I get it? Because us humans, we get to live many years, but The Sims not really. So everything does happen so much faster in The Sims because they age so much faster and they die so much faster, so it only makes sense, but still it does not. And you're also able to like fall in love with anyone. You don't need to have chemistry or anything. All that your Sim needs to do is have a high relationship with the other Sim, and then any romantic interaction will make them fall in love. Number 8. The lack of story progression. Now, of course, most Sims 2 players actually enjoy the fact we don't have story progression in this game because they love to play with multiple families. On that hand, and also if you're playing like God, I think that does make sense. But on the other hand, when you think about it, it's not realistic at all that one family gets to progress and the others are just like frozen. And also this creates such weird storylines. For example, Angela and Lilith being adults while Dustin and Dirk are still teenagers. To me, this does break the immersion a little bit, but I know this is a hot take. And we do of course have an amazing story progression mod made by Lazy Duchess. This is my number 1 mod ever. Number 9. The ages of the premades. This was an overlook by the devs, I think. But yeah, a lot of premades have ages that do not make sense at all. So one of the biggest examples is Dina Caliente and Michael Bachelor. Now this is kinda scary, but Dina had her first kiss with Michael, but he's much older. He actually died of old age, and she's at the beginning of her adult life. So the only way this would have been possible is if she was groomed by him. But I don't think they were actually thinking about this storyline. Honestly, I totally believe this was an overlook. Another good example of this is how Cassandra and Mary Sue Pleasant are childhood friends. But again, Mary Sue Pleasant is much older and the child life stage is so short. There's no way they have this age gap between them if they were childhood friends, do you know what I mean? Another great example in Pleasantville, yeah, Pleasantville was kinda cursed, is Brand Broke. Brand Broke has a toddler that's about to grow up and a teenager boy, but she's at the beginning of her adult life stage, so the ages here are not adding up again. And Bo Broke was actually born after Skip's death, so when Skip died, Brand was already pregnant. How come she gets pregnant again in the beginning of the game? It does not make any sense. Back to Strange Town, Lola and Chloe are twins, but they do not share the same age. So how that's possible? According to Olive Specter's memories, she gave birth to Nervous when she was already an elder. Now because this is Strange Town and Nervous is the baby of the Green Reaper, maybe this actually makes a lot of sense, but Again, I don't think that was done on purpose. I think this was an overlook. And Nervous being an adult already makes no sense either when you think about it, because he was born when Olive was an elder and she's about to die. So by now he should be a kid or a teenager. But in reality, he's just a little younger than Loki and Circe. But I guess Strange Town has its own rules, so it's not that deep. In the Dreamer's family pics, you can see Dirk being shown as a teenager at his mother's funeral, but according to his memories, he was a kid. And there are probably many more overlooks like this, so if you know of any I didn't mention, let me know in the comments. Finally, number 10, the Curious family. Obviously, we're back in Strange Town, which it makes a lot of sense when you think about things that do not make sense in this game. Of course, most of them will be found in Strange Town. So Glarn Curious, this guy had 4 kids: Jenny, Pascal, Vidkund, and Laszlo. But he also had another 2 kids, Chloe and Lola singles. And by the way, their last name being singles also does not make sense, just saying. Anyway, Lola and Chloe were actually put into Glarn by Polynesian Tech9 Smith. I don't know exactly how, but I wanna know one day. And he did not raise these girls. When you think about it, it kinda makes sense that he didn't, because I wouldn't either. If an alien put like alien babies inside of me, I don't know if I would raise them. Now this one is a big family tree, but the worst part is Jenny Smith being married, yes, to the same alien who impregnated her father. Yes, Jenny Smith is both the stepmom and sister of Chloe and Lola, and that's creepy as F. Not only because the actual relationship is creepy, but because that's an alien who got your father pregnant. I wonder if Jenny actually knows this, because she does not even know her sisters, which also does not make a lot of sense when you think about it. The twins were not raised by Glarn, but still Strange Town is a very small hood, so I feel like everybody would know each other. And well, Pascal is pregnant in the beginning of the game and he's also by an alien, so I think everybody in this family has a type, let me just say that. And that's it for today's video, boys. Oh my god, so many things do not make sense at all in this game, but I still love it to the moon and back. If you know of any I didn't mention, please I beg of you, let me know in the comments, like this video, subscribe, this really helps me, and I'll see you in the next one.